Okay, next. Okay. Now, environmental release, this is very important. Remember that no GMO rice has been commercially grown anywhere in the world. Okay, it's all under development by scientists, backed by corporations. There are about 25 different GMO rice varieties under development today, and only Bayer's Liberty Link 06 and Liberty Link 62 are commercially approved for growing, and that's only in the United States. So the question is, what other way is it released into the environment? The point is that there's been no commercial growing, but there is a lot of contamination. There is GMO rice in the food chain and on farms in different countries, and I'll explain that. Bayer's Liberty Link Rice 601, which has not even been approved in the United States, that's the third one they have, is out there in fields and in rice farms in the United States and in the food supply. And from China, the BT63, the BT rice from China, particularly BT63, has also entered the food supply. Both of these through field trials. A field trial, a test by scientists, is an environmental release. Because as long as you put it in a field, you have released it into the environment. Once you've released it into the environment, it is irreversible. Okay, it's very important. I just want to talk, I'll pause a bit there, because I think that's okay. GMO rice field trials in India, I'll just give an example. And I think this is very important because I think in the world today, the United States, #1 for promotion of GMO rice and actual commercial growing. China was always #2 because they have 4 rice varieties ready to go. But actually I think the most likely outcome now is India will be the next in line after the United States to commercialize GMO rice. Okay, so it's very important we look at how it's been released into the environment in India already. Sorry, come back. Okay. There are 6 varieties of BT rice. Of those 4 varieties are BT basmati rice. The government denies it, but this is BT basmati rice. I've seen it, I've actually been to the site. In 10 states, these are the organizations supporting that. And you can see the universities. Okay? And finally at the end, NACO, Monsanto is a joint venture between an Indian seed company and Monsanto. And this is one of the, MACO is one of the main promoters and developers of GMO rice in India today. But keep in mind that if we as activists, trade unionists, plus the environmentalists campaign against foreign corporate control, there is a weakness in the argument in that academic scientific institutions belonging to the government are actually promoting and developing GMO rice. And this is a backdoor for pushing it through that a nationalist response won't be able to deal with, quite frankly. You can beat up Monsanto, but the GMO rice is coming anyway. Okay, thanks. So these, I'm sorry it's not clear, but in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Chhattisgarh, yes, Tamil Nadu, Haryana, and West Bengal all have open-air field trials of GMO rice. It has been released into the environment in these states. The size of the field trials vary. For example, in Delhi, at the Institute for Agricultural Research, the field trial is about 30 times bigger than this room. It is not covered, and there are thousands of birds feeding in the rice fields, and therefore removing GMO rice in their feces and spreading it and so on. These are just small experimental plots are actually very large. And I believe the site in Tamil Nadu and, Maharashtra are the biggest field trials. And I think that in October last year, it was the Haranya in Kamal field trial was destroyed in a farmers' protest, and in Kathmandu, one of the two field trials was destroyed in November in a protest. Okay. So my point being that there you have in India, where you have a very important rice, traditional rice varieties of basmati, and within basmati, of course, different types, but you have a release into the environment of GMO, of BT basmati rice in particular, into your environment already. Okay. If we take that and then look what happened in other countries, Bayer's Liberty Link field trials in the US, the field trials, similar to field trials in India, actually smaller and, to be honest, better regulated, caused contamination. And in August 2006, the government said, unapproved illegal GMO rice is in our food supply. They admitted it. And once it's in your food supply, what they're saying is we can't do anything about it. You cannot bring it back. It grows, and you cannot destroy it, you cannot find it. The biggest problem in the US is that the GMO rice was accidentally mixed somehow with foundation seed stock that was then used and spread across the US for the planting season. So even the seed stock has been contaminated. The same in China. The foundation seed stock in several provinces of China is contaminated with BT GMO rice and therefore is being spread around. Vietnam, which is the largest exporter of rice in the world today, has no foundation seed stock. All of its foundation seed stock comes from China. And therefore, Vietnam's own rice is probably contaminated with GMO and is never been looked at. There were bans on US rice exports around the world in response to the news there was GMO rice contamination, and those bans cost them $1.2 billion US. Okay. Next. The rice contaminated with the... Remember, this is rice that should be in a field trial controlled by scientists who are monitoring it and testing it. This rice from field trials ended up in Austria, Belgium, Cyprus, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy. Yes? You got the point. Russia, United Arab Emirates, Dubai, Kuwait, Philippines, in their food supply from a field trial in the United States. And most importantly, in the food aid the United States sent to Ghana and Sierra Leone, they found the illegal GMO rice in the food aid. Next. In China, this was the second major contamination scandal. Again, there's no GMO rice commercially grown in China. There's 4 varieties under development, experiment, and they have field trials. The field trials in China are massive, right? Massive field trials in China, especially the BT63 developed by the government. They found BT rice in food products and rice being sold in supermarkets in Beijing, Shanghai, and across the country. This is rice that should have been in an experimental plot, was already in the food supply. Then it was found in food products, rice noodles and other rice-based products. The GMO rice was detected in food products, imported into UK, France, Germany, and Switzerland. Okay.